Welcome to our homestead life. This is our new chicks. We are integrating them with the bigger chicks, the older chicks. Like, subscribe, leave us a comment, let us know what kind of chickens you have or what kind of chickens you want to have. This is Big Red.
So this one's the one we call Little Red. She's only about 2 of them that we can actually differentiate from the 8 that we have. I'm sure as they get older, they'll get some defining characteristics about them. The Little Red's almost the only one who will come out and play with us, and even she's getting a little excited. But as you can see, she's losing all of her fur, and she's getting all of her feathers. She's not quite feathered in yet, and so we're going to keep them inside for a couple, maybe 1 more week. For this last week, every day we're going to bring them outside and let them spend some time outside and spend some time with the big chicks. Some of them, they're old, they're 5-6 years old, so some of them are a little grumpy still, and I'm not sure how they're going to react with the chickens. With these babies, so we're going to integrate them slowly before we build the big coop, which we'll show you more on that this next week. We'll build a big coop for them all to fit in, and then put them in there, and then we'll segregate them inside of that big coop as well for a little while until they're used to each other, and we'll go from there. But yeah, these are almost 5 weeks old, or 4 weeks old, sorry. Rhode Island Reds and Speckled. So I kind of want to see what these big chicks will do around them close up. For a little bit longer and let them hang out and not give a crap, which is that's a good sign. Not give a crap. It's a good thing they don't really care about each other, and we'll see how they interact when these little ones are in a cage with the big ones in their coop and go from there. Building a new coop. I'm sorry about this wind. We have one there, and it's got a run built on it, but I built a bigger one so they can have a little bit more room. Now that's not going to be big enough for all 10 of them, but I've got this trailer that I was going to turn into a hunting blind, and it's got a window on it. It's actually spray foamed completely on the inside, and it's just been sitting here for a couple years doing nothing. So I think what I'm going to do is pull it out, put a chicken door in it, and then build a similar size run on the outside of it, and block off about 1/3 of it for feed storage and things like that, and build 4 or 5 nesting boxes in there and 3 or 4 roosts. So that'll be our next project and our first big project for the channel. So that'll be good, and we'll walk you through that process on how we did it and everything like that, because it's a very cheap and good alternative to buying these expensive little coops like this that really aren't that great. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Let's go ahead and look at this one that we have over here. So it's roughly a 12 by 12 run with a little house that has like a 3 by 5 run built into it. That's where they stayed primarily when we first got them, and we moved them around the yard some, but that thing is just big, heavy, and when you move it too much it starts to fall apart. So I went ahead and made something stationary. We did have 4, but unfortunate circumstances happened to one of the other ones who kept flying out, So yeah. She does not like the camera at all. But yeah, this grass is going to be extremely green. They've been here for about a year, so when this grass is allowed to grow up, it'll be really green. I need to clean the poop out, but we see some eggs have been moved. I don't know why it's in the poop. She must have been pushing them around. That's coffee ground. Stuff that we put down in their tray. We can sift through it kind of like a kitty litter and throw it out into the yard, to the grass, to replenish the nitrogen. This is really hard West Texas ground, lots of caliche, very acidic, very alkaline, so the pH is pretty high and off. But yeah, I'm gonna gather some eggs, and this is the coop they're at. Hopefully we'll show you the coop that they're moving to very soon. So remember, folks, when you're integrating flocks of chickens, you got to make sure that you introduce them to themselves or to each other slowly and a little bit over time, but also keep them segregated by their age, old flock and new flock, just to keep them protected from being bullied and things like that. I don't know if you necessarily have to do it the same way that we're doing it, but make sure you do take some precautions to segregate them, to protect them, and to make sure that they will be accepted. They're going to be a week outside, a few hours with the other chickens, separated by a kennel, and then for a couple of weeks inside the coop, they'll be separated by just a wire wall. I haven't decided exactly how we're going to separate them there yet, but we'll see. We just want them to be familiar with each other before we fully turn them loose with each other, to make sure that nobody gets bullied, the pecking order is established, but it's done in a good way, a healthy way for everybody, from the old chicks to the new chicks. And then happy chickens equals lots of eggs. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you for coming here. Talk to you later.